Oh.
Hello.
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 I'm excited to see you guys.
Hello.
This is awesome.
Mrs. Fortun, is it okay if Morgan listens in on this?
Absolutely. No problem.
I know it's a lower L lesson, but you
Oh, it's absolutely no problem at all. I'm just trying to figure out my arrangement here.
Document camera.
Hi, Sam.
Hey, Joey.
5 o'clock, right?
Hi. 5 o'clock. You're right.
Okay.
This is a lesson. Joey.
Camera on her desk.
Wait, 11?
No, I said this is a lesson.
Eso ya no lo ves ahorita,
Yeah, I know that.
Why are
pero
you
tienes
talking
que
about
traer
Minecraft?
algo en que recargar.
Mrs. Fortun.
Trae una regla, trae tu regla, trae tu regla.
Hi, Mrs. Fortun.
Hey guys.
Filling into everybody else. Who is who exactly?
Yeah.
Almost everyone here.
Do you want to see Mrs. You want to see just Mrs. Fortun? Okay.
Zaid, I think it's starting.
I'm going to give it one more minute. Just let everybody join in.
Ask Ema. It's starting. I can hear it on mine.
Yeah.
You can see everybody.
I hear Yep, I heard that.
Hey, hi, Mrs. Smith.
Oh, no. I got Ema.
That you have to look at that.
What the heck is that? What is happening? What is
Oh,
that?
look, there's Jackie.
Yeah. I think you have to leave it as it is.
What the heck is
Good to see everybody.
What the heck is going on?
I'm gonna quickly.
Okay. So I have you all on mute now. Can you give me a thumbs up that you can hear me?
Yeah.
Excellent. Great. Okay. I'm trying to keep track of who's coming to the lessons. I've got 28 here. So I'm gonna call the names real fast of everybody that's here, and then I'll unmute you so you can shout if I didn't catch you, okay? I have, so if you hear your name, then I already know you're here. And if you do not hear your name, you're gonna let me know in a minute, okay? So I have Alina, Eleanor, Danny, Svea, Adam, Henry, Nora, Alina twice. I have Danny twice. Gabe, Moises, Gavin, Jack, Rashawn, Alden. I have Krish. Is Kaya there with you, Krish? Can't see you. Not too much happening. Yes, I see Kaya. Okay, cool. I have Mrs. Min. I have Miles, right? You guys see Miles? Yeah, there he is. Miles, it says Ollie, so I had to do some investigating there. Sam, Sama, Braden, Jazzy, Axel, Carissa, Owen Smith, and Sasha. And I saw Owen Jershly. Okay, who am I missing? Oh my gosh, I have 2 computers. I have so much happening. Okay, who did I miss? Joey, I missed Joey.
And you kept moving.
Anyone else?
Not me.
Okay,
I think she unmuted us, but she just
Didn't
got it. Okay. Great, well, thank you for coming. Muting you again. If you have any questions throughout the lesson, because there are a lot of people. I'll look at the right camera. There are a lot of people in this lesson. So if you have a question, what I'd like you to try to do is to go to the chat. If you look at the menu bar, you will see a chat window there. Let me just make sure it is set properly. Okay, it should be set so that you can only type a question for me. Oh, happy birthday to Ollie, Matt Miles. And go ahead and use the chat. That will help me to know that you have a question without interrupting the lesson for all 28 of you. What you will need is a piece of paper, like the one I have here. And by the way, can you see the screen where I have my piece of paper? Okay, go to that screen and hover over it with your mouse until you see the blue box with the 3 dots.
Wait, don't pull it.
When you see the blue box with the 3 dots, the lying down snowman, click on that and click pin video. And hopefully that makes it so this picture of the paper is in the middle of your screen. I'll repeat those instructions. You're going to find the picture of my paper here. You're going to take your mouse and find the blue box in the upper right corner of this picture. And the menu that looks like a lying down snowman, the 3 dots, you're going to click that and you're going to select pin video. Give me a thumbs up if you've got me pinned. No, no good. Okay. Okay, Nora, can you see this? Can you see my hand?
Yes, I can see your hand, but like it won't pin. It doesn't pin shared screens. I don't think it pins shared.
It won't pin the shared screen. Okay, is anybody else able to do it? Sam's able to do it. Margaret, are you able to do it?
How do you do it?
I got too many things here. Susanna, how's it going there?
I think it might be different if you're on a tablet. You don't have the option to pin in the app.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just going to go ahead and say then if it worked for you, great. If it didn't work, keep this picture in the center. And don't get distracted by your friends. This is my first time trying to do a lesson with this many people. We're gonna see how it goes.
This is Fortune. I have a problem. So I tried to pin your video,
Uh-huh.
and then I thought that it would pin the shared screen, but then it just pinned your
It just
face.
pinned my face. Okay, well, here,
And
the
now I
other thing I could do is I could take my face out of it, which doesn't matter to me at all. So why don't I try this? Let me stop sharing, and then let me switch my camera. Let me figure out how to do that. Okay, how's that? Now you could try again and see if you can pin that screen.
I pinned it.
Yay!
Alina. No,
So first you have to
pin. You on the screen.
Don't yell at me, okay?
Okay, see lots of thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up if it's working for you.
So I think that you're
Excellent.
supposed.
Okay, so that's the trick. All right.
I think that you're supposed to pin Miss Fortune, and then she gets on her screen, and we're all pinned on her screen.
Okay, Alina, is it working now?
Yeah, I think.
Okay. Oh, you can't see me. I just have to remember that you can't see me. Okay. So I have muted you, and I'm gonna pin my own screen so I can see what I'm doing. Nope, that didn't work. Oh, there we go. I'm learning so many new things. I just have to get this.
1, 2, 3, 4,
There.
5.
All right. Okay, so we wanted to talk today about number lines. And just real quick, are you able to, when you look at my ruler, I'm seeing them backwards. I'm seeing these numbers backwards. But can you tell me if they're right side, they're facing the right way for you? Yeah, Eleanor, I see thumbs up. Okay, good. Thank you. Just to make sure, because I never trust that that's working properly. Okay, so I have drawn a simple line. I'm going to show you. I want you to put your utensils down and just watch as I draw another number line like this one. So I'm going to use a Sharpie. I would prefer for you a pencil. If you only have pens at your house, that's fine. But if you can, try to use a pencil. And hopefully you had a ruler at home. If you don't have a ruler, you can use anything else that will help you draw a straight line. Okay? And so the first thing I did was I drew this line, and I made mine about 7 inches long. It's not really important how long it is, but it's good to pay attention to the inch markings on your ruler and try to make that line end at one of your inch markings. Your paper might be bigger or smaller than mine, so you could make yours a little longer or a little shorter. Mine is going to be 7 inches. So I'll give you guys a minute to make those lines. And just give me a thumbs up when you're good. Third graders have had lots of experience with this, but the rest of you may be doing this for the first time. So, okay. I want to make sure I give everybody a minute to test that out. If your first line comes out wonky, just make another one. Great.
Hi, Joey.
Okay. From that point, I'm going to take a look now at where my inch markings are. And I'm just using inches for this first number line. And every time I have an inch, I'm going to make a little mark on my line. Except I'm not going to do anything at the ends, because at the ends, I'm going to draw arrows. for those of you that have had the lesson on lines, you will recall that a line goes off in two directions forever. So the arrows indicate that this line is going out in two directions, on and on and on. Okay, now how are we doing? Good. Okay. Good. Okay. Give me a thumbs up if you're ready to go on to the next step. Excellent. Okay. The next step is to add some numbers to our number line. So I'm going to go back to this first one that I made. I'll just go like this. And I have to think now about which numbers I want to use. I'm going to go ahead and just start with good old 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to add those numbers here at those marks that we made.
1, 2, 3.
So I'm going to end up with 6 numbers on my number line.
1, 2, 4, 5, 6.
Okay. Now I'm going to give you a minute for those that needed a little extra time to catch up. And while we're doing that, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about why we might use a number line. A number line is simply a way to visualize numbers. Because really, what is a number but an idea in your head? And so in Montessori, we always want to be showing that quantity or that number with objects. That's why we do so much of our work with golden beads. So that I don't have to explain to you what 7 is. We can look at our beads and we can see that we have 7 beads. In your experience as a Montessori student, you have seen numbers represented in lots of different materials. From the golden beads back in the primary, you then got to see how numbers were represented on the stamp game or on the addition strip board. And this number line is really the closest thing to the addition strip board. So if you can think back to when you were, I don't know, 5, 5.5, 6, and you started working with the addition strip board, that's really what this number line is going to feel the closest to. So you have all had this experience of representing numbers on a line in this way, but out in the world, when kids don't go to Montessori school and they don't get to work with the addition strip board or the subtraction strip board, this is how they do it. So we're actually going to use this to do some addition today. Nora, you can feel free to draw more lines on your paper if you want to, but I'm going to go right now to show you how to do addition with them. And then my expectation is that you are going to end up filling your paper with lots and lots of lines and practicing lots of addition and perhaps even subtraction with a number line. Okay? So parents that are in earshot, you can find millions and millions of number line worksheets all over the internet. That site mathdrills.com has a whole section of number lines. I can provide more worksheets, but I think it's best if the kids are making their own. And I'll have some more suggestions because just the act of making a straight line with a ruler is good practice for everybody too. But let's talk about how to do addition. So this is where our colored pencils or crayons or markers come in. Whatever colored items you have to color with will be just fine. And you're going to want to make yourself some equations. So I'm going to do 2 plus 3.
Oh,
to start with. And so I'm going to choose blue. I'm going to start at the beginning of my number line, and I'm going to find 1, 2. Okay, I'm trying to keep everybody muted. Some folks keep getting unmuted, but I'm gonna see if I can fix that. Danny, please don't worry about making a mistake. That's, first of all, if you are concerned about making mistakes because this is new, just make sure you're using a pencil. That's the easiest way, because pencils come with handy dandy erasers and make it really easy to try again. If you don't have a pencil, then you're going to do exactly what we do in the classroom. If you make a mistake, you're going to just try again. You're going to try again. And if that doesn't work, you're going to flip over the paper and you're going to try again on the back of the paper. Okay? But this idea of bouncing along the number line, you can think of it as bunny hops or frog hops. You can just decide if you want bunnies or frogs or both. And all you have to do is think about moving 2 spaces on that number line to get to the number 2. That's your first addend in this equation. And then what are we going to add to that 2? We're going to add 3. So I'm going to change colors. I'm going to start at my 2 and I'm going to make how many bunny hops? 3. So I'm going to go start from here. 1, 2, 3. And where did I land? Yeah, we landed on 5. So I now know that the answer to this equation is 5. Does that sound right to everyone? Okay, now you were all able to do 2 plus 3 in your heads. This was not a difficult equation. The purpose is to represent this equation on the number line, the same way that you would have represented it with your addition strips back in the primary class. And when you look at it, you can easily see, here I have 2, and here I have 3. And when I put them together, it makes 5. So give me a thumbs up if this is making sense to you. Okay, thank you, hands down. Is there anyone who is feeling like they'd like me to talk about this a little bit more before I move on? You can go ahead and raise your hand if that's the case. Danny, how can I help you?
What if we don't get, what if our numbers are in the wrong place and we accidentally make 2 bunny hops to the way
Sure.
there?
Yeah, that's a possibility. Mistakes What do I always say about mistakes? Anybody? Carissa?
Mistakes are just know that you're trying instead of
Yes.
just
That's what it says on my pencil bag, right? Mistakes are just proof that I'm trying. But what else do we say about mistakes, Nora?
That if you don't make mistakes, you're not really learning anything.
Right. Exactly. Mistakes are how we learn. And for some of you, this idea, you're going to say to yourself, Mrs. Fortun, this is rather obvious. I'm not really sure we needed a lesson on this. And that's okay. But for some of you, this is going to be tricky. And you are going to make some mistakes. And I'm glad, because that means this was an excellent thing for you to start learning at this point in time. Mistakes tell us that this is exactly what you should be practicing. And it is by making those mistakes that you are going to figure it out and you're going to learn. Adam, Rana, I'm doing my best to click on you. There you go. What would you like to say, Adam?
So this is like about your math homework, one of the math homework. So
Yep.
we had to do this, and then there's one that was.
Uh-oh. Adam, I can't hear you anymore. I wonder if your headphones got disconnected. Oh, you're completely frozen up. Okay, Adam, we'll get back to you. Was there anyone else who had a question before I move on?
This is new. He's new. Look, he's a new person.
Nice.
Where are my...
What happened, Zaid? You ruined your call?
No,
No,
it wasn't working.
It should be working. She's doing it.
Kaya, did you have your hand up?
Yes.
Go ahead, Kaya. Did you have a question?
Yeah.
I'm listening.
Can we do trade-ins?
Can you do trade-ins with a number line? That's a great question. A number line is not really meant for thinking about the hierarchies of the numbers. So, for example, let me make a number line that goes a little higher. Let's say I have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 on my number line. Oh, why did I write the numbers at the top and not the bottom? Hey, you can do it that way too. And let's say my equation is, let's see, 8 plus 3. Well, I'm going to start with 8, and I'm going to add 1, 2, 3. Okay? Well, if we were doing this with the golden beads, what would happen when I counted up to 10?
You would trade in.
I would trade in, right? And I would end up with 1 10 and 1 unit. So you can see that the number line doesn't really, it's not, the purpose of the number line is not to be thinking about trade-ins so much. It's to be thinking about how many more we're adding on. And because the numbers are right here for us, we don't have to think about the trade-ins. This is, Kaya, I'm really glad you brought that up, because this is one of the reasons that I don't spend a lot of time working with number lines with you guys. Because A, you've already had this experience with your addition strip board and subtraction strip board a long time ago. And B, I prefer to spend our valuable time together thinking about the categories and trade-ins. That's more interesting. However, because a lot of the work I'm giving you right now is on paper, this is one of the lessons that we do on paper that's easy to show you. Okay? I wanted to talk a little bit about how you can make this more of a challenge for yourselves, because some of you are definitely going to be interested in a little bit more of a challenge. So I'm going to make a number line with some fractions on it. And while I'm doing that, Alden, I'm trying to get you unmuted here. Can you unmute yourself there, Alden?
I did.
What was your question?
So what you could do is you could to make a longer number line if you're like if you couldn't go up to 7 and it would be like it get too easy, you could like glue 2 papers together and make like a longer one.
Ooh, you're already thinking about how you're going to challenge yourself. You're going to glue multiple sheets of paper together and make a super long number line?
Yeah.
That sounds like a great idea. Thank you for mentioning that. I love that idea. Okay, so I'm going to put, let's see. Okay, we were talking about mistakes. I just made one, so never mind about that. I have some fractions on my number line here. So what kind of an equation could I do with these? Okay, Adam, I'm going to try again. Last time I tried to unmute you, your whole screen froze up. Okay, Adam, what do you think?
2/5 plus 5/5.
Well, I don't know if I have enough room on this particular number line to do 2/5.
Oh, 1/5 plus 3/5.
Oh yeah, that'll work. Okay. So what would that look like? Can you describe to me what I should do?
So you should go 1/5 to 3 one time, and then 3 times.
So what's my answer?
4/5.
Okay. So for those of you that are doing addition and subtraction with fractions, oh, we have to talk about subtraction, don't we? This is, you can use any kind of numbers on a number line. Very easy. You're just going up and down. Okay, let's very quickly, let's do a subtraction together. Get another piece of paper.
He's coming.
Okay, so do you remember with one of the equations that I did, remember this one where my equation was started with 8, but I couldn't make my 8 bunny hops because I didn't have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 on this particular number line. Sometimes you're just going to start at that first number and either count up or down from that point. And this is another one of those times. So my equation is 7 minus 5. So where will I want to start? Who can tell me where I'm going to start? Sama.
7.
I'm going to start with 7, exactly. So I'm going to take my color and I'm going to start at 7. And how many am I taking away from 7? Brayden.
5.
I'm taking 5 away. So because I'm taking away, I'm going to go down the number line in this direction this time. I'm not adding on. I'm not going up the number line. I'm taking away. I'm going the other direction. So my bunny hops are going to go this way now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And where did I land? Yeah, I landed on 2. So 7 minus 5 is 2. Piece of cake, right, guys? Okay, let me know if you have any questions. I am really having trouble with my, I can see some of you, I cannot see all of you. Okay, yes, Danny. Uh-oh. There we go, Danny. What's up?
What if like the number gets, what if if you're like at 6 and then minus 5, what if it goes off?
Yeah, well, that's part of what you guys are going to, when you're making your own number lines, you're going to find those limits. So you're going to have to think very carefully about, you might want to make your equation first and then make your number line so that you can make sure it's going to accommodate your equation.
Okay. Okay.
And so you will see some number line work in some of the math sheets that I send you, but I do not want you to wait for those. I want you to practice this. So Alden had a very good idea that you could make a super, super long number line by taping some extra paper together. I also saw, now today is not the day because I don't know about you guys, but I have snow all over my driveway.
Me too.
But what you might want to do when the snow is gone is take some sidewalk chalk and go make a super long number line on your driveway or on your sidewalk.
Nice.
And then you don't have to do bunny hops or frog hops because you can do the hopping with your body up and down the number line and practice some addition and subtraction. Okay? I've also seen some examples where if you're stuck indoors, you could make some pieces of, make some numbers on, let me flip to my other camera. You could also make some numbers on scraps of paper and line them up inside your house. Maybe you have a long hallway and you could line up some numbers. I would use some paper that's destined for the recycling. I wouldn't use fresh paper for this. And line them up and make yourself a big number line in your house that you can hop up and down. And then Kea, did you have your hand up again, kiddo? Nope, okay. Where could you guys get some equations, I wonder? I gotta figure out why I can't see all of you. Give me a sec here. Sam, well, wait. Sam, can you unmute? There you go. Yeah. Where could you get some equations, Sam?
The internet.
Yep. You can have your mom or dad help you look online. There's lots of places.
Or you could have your parents just make equations for you.
Or they could just write them for you. Yes, your parents will know all the math facts. They will know how to write those out for you.
Oh, will they?
Did you have your hand up again?
Me?
Yep, because you're holding your hand up like this. Oh, okay.
I have another place you can get them from. Like, you can look at, if you have like these things, you can, like, pencils, let's say, and then you just line them up and then you can like find out, like, let's put it like you put 2 to the side and 3 to the other side, and then you start getting that. You put that like an equation.
Okay, great. So Danny's thinking of how to invent her own equations using some objects that she has. Okay, Kea and Krish. Krish, I saw your hand this time too.
So it was, so can we start with a bigger number line?
Absolutely. I hope you will. I hope you're going to challenge yourselves with some bigger numbers. Absolutely.
Can you do another paper and then write your equation, and then you can do it, so you can look at the equation at the other paper, then do the math?
Let me see if I can, was that Kea?
Yeah.
Okay, let me, will you repeat that question a little closer to the microphone, please, Kea?
Can I get another paper and then write the question, and then we can make it the line and then write the question on the other side, and then you can do the question.
Oh yeah, you can. You're gonna find lots of ways to do it. You guys know my way is just the starting point. You are going to come up with much more interesting ways to practice this. Okay? My job is to give you the idea, and you take it from there and you turn it into something really cool. So I can't wait to see what you come up with. I don't want you to only do it my way. I want you to take mine as the starting point and create your own lesson for number lines. And if those of you that have siblings that are like 4 or 5, this is a great lesson to give to them. Yes, Braden. Sorry, Braden. Try again.
Can we do multiplication with number lines?
Absolutely, you can. The only thing that's really hard to do on a number line is division. But you could try it and see how it goes. It's hard to break our number line into even parts, but it's possible if you work at it. Okay, I'm taking a look through all the pictures. I don't see any more hands up. Just taking a last look. Oh, wait. I see Adam.
This is a way you could, instead of just finding equations, you can think of them like.
Yeah, absolutely. A good thing to do could be to just sit down and write out all of the addition facts, all of the subtraction facts that you can think of. And then you'll have them for doing all kinds of work with.
I can't do that. I can.
That's a great idea. You guys know what the math facts are. Okay, well, that's all I've got for you today. I want you to go on and devise some interesting ways to practice your number lines today. Okay? You can always email me if you have any questions. If your practice goes well, I want to see some pictures. Okay? All right. Well, thank you so much for coming to the lesson. That was a pretty huge lesson, but I think it went okay. I hope. All right. Guys, I'll see you all at Read Aloud.
Bye.
Okay? Bye-bye. Take care.